G'day guys, Vic and Bliss here from Old Mac Crew, and it is officially 2023. What does that mean, Blisso?
That means this year we are going on our big trip. Super excited. So when I say big trip, 4 months in the planning at the moment. We'll be leaving at the end of September through to the end of January.
So we're heading up to the Ningaloo coast. We're going to do the Northern Territory with some family, right up to Darwin, and then we're going to go from Darwin across, and we're going to come all the way down the coast, all the way down the Western Australian coast, the South Australian coast, and home. So we're super keen.
Yeah.
A couple of years ago we did the Northern Territory and the Gibb River Road, and a bit of the Kimberley, and we absolutely loved it. So we are super keen to get back.
Sensational service. Since we've done that trip, we always said we're going back to do the rest of Western Australia. So this is it. This is the planning we're doing this year.
So we know it's going to be wet season, and we're kind of keen for that.
Yeah.
We're a little bit nervous, but we are keen to do a wet season,
Yeah.
and see how that goes.
We know it's going to be super hot, and you know the old girl here, she doesn't like the heat too much, so we'll just have to keep that in mind when we're travelling. We'll just have to go a bit slower, or we're thinking about doing a couple of mods to the big girl over the next few months anyway to get a trip ready. But anyway, so yeah, we're looking forward to it. But as Vic says, we were a bit nervous about the rain situations and what might be open and what might be closed, but we've got 9 months to figure it out and do our research on it and see exactly where we're going to end up and what we're going to be doing.
So as far as the planning goes, we want to take you guys along with us. Blisso's going to be doing work on the rig, work on the van. That's already started.
Yep.
We've got the rig booked in. No, not the rig. The van booked in for, what are you putting in the van?
Well, when we done the Gibb River Road, our van, the shocks, what would you say without swearing, they failed. So
They didn't fail on the Gibb.
Well, they didn't fail on the Gibb, but the Gibb started them off to fail. They started leaking oil, and ever since then they've been just going down the hill, and now they need replacing. So we're just going to do the whole lot. We're going to do the bushes, bearings, the coils, shocks, the whole lot. So that'll be going in early in February, and so it should tow a whole lot better and be a lot better off-road. We're putting the Lovells kit in, so hopefully we can get some footage or something on when that goes in. So yeah.
So he's in charge of that. We've got a few things to do to the rig, a few things to do to the van, just to make things easier and more comfortable, and we'll show you guys all of that.
Yeah.
And then my job, I think, is the most exciting, and that is, as a good navvy, I'll be planning the trip. I am a list maker,
Yes.
so there's lots of things that we're going to be getting that we'll show you as we go. I've already got into the maps.
Yeah.
We've got a new HEMA, we'll show you that. Actually, we should test that thing out before.
We should test it out.
But-
We'll do a bit of an unboxing or something on it and give you a bit of a look at it.
and see how it
But
goes.
we'll probably do a quick test somewhere, like we'll probably do a little trip somewhere an overnight or something, just to see how it goes out in the bush.
We've got a VMS, but if you watched our episode when we were up in Kosciuszko a couple of months ago, the VMS did not work. Bliss has since fixed it. That was after I bought the HEMA.
Yeah.
So it'll be good to have the HEMA and be able to compare it. We'll be able to compare it for you guys to the VMS and
Yeah.
let you know the pros and cons of both.
Yeah. Well,
So we're super excited. We are getting trip ready. Now it's 2023. We can officially get started.
so what's Old Mac Crew up to? What are we up to this year? We've got a fair bit coming up as far as trip readiness, some install stuff, trips and things like that. So we've got a fair bit coming up. Vic, as she said, she is a planner. She does the organising of the trips because I'm not good at it apparently. But she does like booking ahead and making sure that everything, any big ticket stuff, she plans that, books it. We have that paid for before we even go, so when we get there we don't have those big costs,
And also there's
works for us.
places, I've learned a lesson on booking too far in advance, because you don't want to limit yourself, or we've enjoyed it more when we've just been able to go, stay for as long as we
Yeah.
like, move when we're ready. But there are things that you need to kind of book in, places like Yalara at Ayers Rock, Broome. But there's not very many places where I'll actually make a booking and pay for it, because you just don't want to be locked in. But there
Yeah.
are certain places that you really have to book ahead.
Like our trip, not last year, year before, was sort of our first real long-term trip, so we sort of had everything booked from start to finish, and it sort of limited our time where we could stay at places and things like that. So you had to keep on the move to keep up with those bookings. So hopefully this year we can have a few less and just have a bit more free roaming time, so to speak, and wing it a little bit on the way up, I suppose, wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
Yeah, and but as I said, the big stuff, stuff that needs to be booked will get done, and other than that, we'll just go with the flow and see what happens.
Yep. So I'll be doing that. Like we said, we'll be travelling with some family for the Northern Territory. I think
Yeah.
Josh and Tony are coming with us for 6 weeks.
6 weeks, yeah.
All the way to Darwin. So they've got 3 little ones, so we call them the little vampires, because they never sleep. So it'll be good to have them on this trip and enjoy spending time with the kids.
Yeah. So the other good thing, like the first 6 weeks is going to be a bit of a repeat of our last trip. We're going to go to Uluru and do all those things again. But the good thing is we didn't get to show you guys that, so we get to do that again and show you guys all those areas we went before. So yeah, and it'll be good because Josh and Tony haven't done it, so they're real keen to do all that stuff. So we're happy to go with them and do it all again. A few little changes from what we've done before, but yeah, pretty much on paper it'll be the same trip right up to Darwin, and then from Darwin on, that's when we sort of go our separate ways, and we'll start heading to Western Australia from there. So that's sort of where we're up to with the itinerary. We've got a fair idea where we want to go, don't we?
At this stage, we are going to be coming home for Christmas, because wifey can't possibly be away for Christmas Day, which then leaves us a month afterwards. And there's a couple of things we're tossing up. We've told you before, Fraser Island, the Vic High Country, few things there that we've got, but it'll definitely be another 3 or 4 weeks.
So we don't know. So we'll get back. We might just leave the van at home and just do a month with the swag up, like Vic said, up in the high country. And I don't know. We're sort of still working on that bit at the moment. But knowing us, it'll be hot. We'll end up in swimming holes with the van somewhere. But yeah, the generator running and the aircon going. Woo, but anyway, we'll just see. It's a long way away yet. So Vic's already worked on the itinerary. I'm doing the vehicles. My job's truck and the caravan. Vic does everything else pretty much. So we'll bring that to you as we sort of happy with it. So how we do things, how we travel, what we take when we travel, and things like that. We're updating some stuff from the old girl, so I'll do some installs. So we're buying some new gear for this trip, just updating some of the stuff we had before we thought we might need and didn't have before. So
we've learned a couple of lessons, so it'll be good to show you guys a couple of little tricks and tips. I've got a couple of things I want to try out to try and limit what we take, especially clothes wise.
Yes, clothes.
Yeah.
We had probably about 6 ton of clothes in the last trip, and we wore about 500 kilos.
Yeah,
so you know what I mean. But so we've learned, wifey, learned a big lesson right there with clothes packing. So because it's going to be hot, we're not going to need a lot of winter clothes. So we will have a couple of things, but not much. So everything will be just hot weather stuff, and so we'll be pretty easy for you, dear. Do you reckon?
I reckon.
Let's hope.
All right, well,
that's
our little update.
Yep.
Over and done with. Like I said, we're super excited. I'm so keen for the Ningaloo coast. I love snorkeling, love swimming, and this is going to be just...
This is going to be a cracker.
Yeah.
Like, if it's anything like our last trip, and I'm really annoyed that we didn't start filming that trip right at the start, but anyway, we just did what we did, and now we're going to do it all, and it's going to be fantastic to do it all, and not only just for YouTube or anything like that, but for ourselves. We could always come back in 5 years and watch these videos and stuff again, and always have those memories in life rather than in pictures. So It's win-win all the way around, isn't it?
It is, yep.
And we're getting away. And best part about it, I don't have to mow grass in the summertime down here because it gets hot here. It was 40 degrees today. That's no good. But we've been lucky right up to Christmas. It's been pretty mild, so we're pushing. We're lucky to be pushing 30 degrees, and right up to Christmas, weren't we?
Yeah.
But anyway, so all good.
All right.
So I think that's
well,
all we need to.
I reckon it's
talk
time
about,
for a
isn't
cuppa. We're on the coldies because it's nearly 7
Yeah.
o'clock and it's still 35 degrees.
Yeah. So
But
we're gonna,
so we're having a coldie, but I think it's nearly time for a cuppa. Probably feed the old man,
Yeah.
and we'll talk to you guys soon.
So
But
we'll start.
looking forward to 2023, our big trip. And if you want to get on board with us, don't forget to like and subscribe.
Yeah, that's it.
Take this trip with us.
Yeah, come with us, and we're excited to have you with us. So it's going to be fantastic.
And that is Old Matt Crew, over and out.
Done.